Today I've got an arm workout for you. We're going to focus on biceps and triceps, front of the arm, back of the arm. You are going to need a very light set of weights, so I'm talking 2 to 5 pounds, and then a medium to heavy set of weights. Anything 8 to maybe even 20 pounds. I would do like 8 to 15 pounds. I'm using 10-pound dumbbells, if that helps you make a decision. What we're gonna do is we're gonna start with the light weights, and we're gonna work on muscular endurance. So think about the types of arm workouts you do in a bar class or during a spin class. It's those lightweight, high rep movements. They work to muscle fatigue. It's more about endurance. You're not necessarily gonna build a ton of strength doing those, but we're gonna use those kind of sequences to burn out the target muscle group before picking up our heavier guys, slowing it down a little, going to a bigger range of motion, hitting the same muscle group in a different way. So, 2 kinds of ways of burning out the muscle, one focusing more on endurance, one strength. We'll do biceps first, and then we'll do triceps, and hopefully your arms will feel like lead by the end of it, because mine definitely did. Okay, the target of our first set is going to be biceps. We'll start with just a basic bicep curl, but because we're using these light weights, we're gonna keep the elbows lifted. So you want these quick, it's 20 seconds. Out, in, out, in. I'll do it from the sides just so you can see. Quick extension out, in. So again, with these really light weights, the first few seconds of this round is gonna feel kind of easy. That's okay. Again, we're going for endurance and burnout. All right, now we're just gonna pulse. So hold those arms extended. There's a soft bend to the elbows as you do this, and it's just a little lift up and down. Make sure you're not rolling your shoulders forward. So roll shoulders down and back, lift, lift, lift. All right, now we're gonna start making a circular motion. Keep the hands lifted. You're gonna hit high, low. Oops, low, high. There we go. Low, high. Really hit the weights together. So the goal is to make a sound. Click, 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 click. Soft bend to the elbows as you do these. And it's back at the top, in and out. So anytime you do standing arm exercises, you want to make sure your core is engaged so that you don't start arching into your low back. In other words, you don't want to do this. Pull the abs in tight, soft bend to the knees. Let's take it to that pulse. Lift, lift, lift. So if you get tired on these, next time we come around to the bicep curls, just do them with your hands lowered by your sides. See if you can get through this one and the next one though without dropping your hands. And onto that circle, low, high. Hit, hit, hit. Try to pick up the pace a little bit. Remember, it's all about burnout. These aren't heavy weights. We want to keep the arms lifted. Now, if you're feeling this in your shoulders as well as the biceps, that's normal. That's because we have our hands lifted as we do this. Final round, back to the curls. Again, if these are getting to be too much, do your curls with your arms down here. So we want a quick pace, but I don't want you just flinging the hands in and out. And pulse, little lift, little lift. You want your hands right around shoulder height as you do these. So hopefully you're feeling the warmth build up. We are fatiguing the biceps before we go into the heavier exercises. One more change coming up, last round of those circles. Hit, 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 hit. Remember, hard hits. I want the biceps contracted. So your arms are tight. Make the cables, the weights make noise. Hit, hit, hit. Last 3, 2, 1, and done. All right, you're gonna grab your heavier weights now. Okay, so same deal, 3 exercises, 3 times through, but the format is a little different. 30 seconds on, 10 seconds rest. We're gonna start with a standard bicep curl. So curling up, palms face your shoulders at the top, and then lower back down to your side. So there's a rotation as you come up. Palms face you, and then palms are gonna face in towards the sides of your body so that those weights can come right down by your side. So 30 seconds, this one, it's not about going as fast as you can. Bigger movements, heavier weights. Last few seconds here, you're gonna get 10 seconds of rest in between each variation. All right, now, same thing I said before, but especially with the heavier weight, you wanna make sure that you keep a soft bend to your knees and your abs in tight. All right, now we're gonna do a hammer curl. So your palms are gonna face in towards each other the whole time. Curling the end of the dumbbell up towards your shoulders and down. Now if these get to be too much, you can alternate one at a time. That way this arm gets to rest while the other one goes. And rest. All right, one more move to go. It's going to be a circle curl. Roll your shoulders down and back for me, abs in tight. Palms are going to face forward now. So as you curl up, you're making a circle. So your forearms stay parallel. When you hit the bottom, you're going to reverse it the other way. Hit the bottom, up and around. Good, so your elbows can stay in tight to your body as you do this one. If these feel easy, you're gonna make them harder by not coming down as low. So you would come across like a shelf, that's your bottom. And rest. All right, round one, we're gonna do 2 more. We'll start back at the top with just those traditional bicep curls. And go. So again, if these get to be too much, same with the next ones, just do one at a time. Ten seconds to go. Oh man, I'm already burning out. And rest. All right, next up will be the hammer curl. So again, let's check in on form. Soft bend to your knees. When we lock the knees, we tend to stick the butt out, and you don't want that. Hammer curl. So palms are facing in towards each other the whole time. Again, if you need to alternate to make it a little easier, like I do, go for it. And rest. I'm going to drop my weights for a second. All right, we have those circle curls up next. Palms face forward, up to the side, around, bottom. So your forearms are staying parallel as you do these. Remember, switch directions every time your weights hit the bottom. One more time through. I'm gonna have to alternate. If you're going both arms together, you rock. Now notice as I tire, I'm kind of rocking my body into this, and you don't necessarily want to. You don't want to, actually. So you want to try to hold your upper body still, core squeezes in tight, so it's not this. If I'm doing this, it's all momentum. All right, rest. We'll take it to that hammer curl. Roll the shoulders down and back, abs in tight. Let's go. Okay, one more to go. Circle curls up next. Soft bend to the knees, abs in tight, shoulders down and back, palms face forward. Let's go. Let's finish it up. Last 30 seconds of biceps. Ten seconds. Woo, okay. Biceps, check it off the list. Okay, so front of the arms are done. Now we're gonna focus on the triceps. Same pattern, and we're gonna start with those light weights, anything from 2 to 5 pounds. If you have a bunch to choose from, you might wanna go lighter on the triceps than you used for the biceps. We tend to be stronger with these kind of movements, and then when we hit the backside, it's like, whoop, not so much. So 3 moves, light weights, we're gonna do them for 20 seconds each. In total, it'll take 3 minutes, and the goal is non-stop movement. Again, it's endurance, we wanna burn out the muscles. So we're gonna lean forward, abs in tight, palms face up, little pulse to start here. So when you do these, all these moves, you wanna make sure you're not rolling your shoulders forward. Shoulders down and back, abs in tight, hinge forward, little pulse, little pulse. The higher you keep the arms, the harder. All right, now we're gonna take it to a hit. So you're gonna squeeze in, tapping the ends of those weights together. I'm just gonna turn this way so I can see my timer. One more move to go. Now the thumbs are gonna point down. It's a little bend stretch. Again, as you fatigue, the arms kind of want to come down here. Don't let them. You got to lift them up. Bend, stretch, bend, stretch. So it's a little softening of the elbow, and then you're just squeezing them straight. Squeeze, squeeze. Palms are going to face up. We lift, lift. Back at the top. All right, so let's check in on our core. Make sure you're not arching your back down. No twerking allowed. So pull the abs in tight. You're not tucking under. You're finding neutral spine. We're going to take it to that tap now. In. Triceps, for me anyway, always burn out a lot quicker than the other one. So if you are feeling it way more this set than you did with the biceps, then welcome to the club. Get ready to point those thumbs down. We have that little bend stretch. Here we go. Bend, stretch, bend, stretch. Squeeze, squeeze. You straighten and straighten. Woo, one more time through. Palms face up, back to the pulse. Woo, I gotta let my hands drop just a little bit. So we're gonna go to that hit now. You gotta get the hands higher than your back. Tap them in, tap them in. Hit, hit. Notice if your hands are too low, you're not going to be able to do it. So this really forces you to keep your hands high. Hit, hit. Under 10 seconds to go. I know it burns. I'm dying too. Stay with me. Thumbs point down, bend, stretch, bend, stretch. Last 20 seconds here. 10 seconds to go. Can you get the hands a little higher? Woo! 3, 2, 1, done. Whoa, man. All right, we are done with the light weights. Grab your heavy ones. Now the fun begins. Okay, 3 exercises, 30 seconds each, and we get to rest for 10 seconds in between each one. We're gonna go through that 3 times, and then we are done with this arm workout. All right, so first exercise is gonna be an overhead tricep extension. You can use both weights or just one. I'll do both the first round, and then I'm gonna drop down. So arms overhead, you're going to bend the elbows to 90, hands dip back, and then you're gonna straighten up. So you're bending at the elbows and pressing up. Same deal with all of these overhead exercises, well, any standing arm exercise. You want to make sure your abs are in tight, soft bend to your knees. Don't lock out your knees. When I lock out my knees, butt sticks out and it all goes into my low back. Now, as you do these, keep your elbows in tight to the sides of your head, so we're not letting them bow out to the sides. All right, and rest. Next up, we're going to come into a tricep kickback. So we're going to find that same hinged position we were in for the lightweight stuff. Roll your shoulders down and back, hinge forward, abs in tight, get your elbows higher than your back, and then you're just going to kick back and bend. Now, you don't want to swing the arms. It's not this. If we're doing this, it's all momentum. We're not working. It's controlled. Now, if these get to be too heavy, you're going to go one at a time. And rest. All right, for the next one, I do want you to just use one weight. We're going to bring the weight behind our back. Palms are going to face, or you're going to grip it by the fat ends. Roll your shoulders down and back. Find that same position, and it's a straight arm lift. So you're just kind of tapping the weight to your bum and then lifting. If you can't squeeze your arms in that tight, then do use both weights and just keep the arms out to your sides instead. All right, we're gonna be back at the top for those overhead tricep extensions. I'll go both weights. If you're just using one, I'll show you actually. Grab it like this on the fat ends, lower down like that. Check in on the tops of your shoulders. Make sure you're not scrunching them up to your ears. So pull the shoulder heads away from the ears. Abs are in tight, and you are not locking your knees out. You want a supportive base. Rest. All right, we're gonna go to those kickbacks. Start by rowing the elbows up. You're going to hold them here, kick back from there. Keep them slow. It's not a swing. Pause and bend. Gets to be too much, you're alternating. One weight goes down, you're going to bring the other one behind your back, grab by the fat ends, roll the shoulders down and back, and we go to that lift. Doesn't have to be a huge movement. Maybe I'm just saying that to make myself feel better about the fact that I'm only getting it a couple inches up. Woo! All right, one more round. If you're using both weights, squeeze them together, overhead, dip it. Tricep extensions overhead. Dip the weights back. Tune your attention to your rib cage. Think of closing your ribs. Just another way of saying squeeze your abs in tight. All right, 2 more to go. We'll take it to those kickbacks. Remember, start by just rowing the elbows up. They're going to stay in this position. Kicking one back at a time and alternating is going to be easier because it allows the other one to rest for a second. Doing both together, that's going to be harder. And I'm going to stick with one at a time. All right, we just got to do the evil one and then you are done with your workout. So bring that weight behind your back, roll the shoulders back, hinge forward, weight can start kind of resting on your bum, lift it up. Same thing with the kickbacks, we're not just swinging the arms, don't bounce it off your booty. Lift, pause. Woo, these are hard. Make sure your shoulders aren't hunching forward like mine definitely are. Oh, and done. Oh man, shake those arms out. Great job. That is your workout for today. All right, if you like that workout, make sure to hook a sister up with a thumbs up, and you can visit my blog, pumpsandiron.com, for detailed explanations of all the exercises we just did. I also have massive archives of so many workouts. They're not in video format because I just started YouTube, but they're good and they're easy to follow along because I have pictures and written explanations of everything. All right, I'll see you back here next week.